Okay, so a question you might have is if you've tweeted in the past and potentially have tweets out there that are offensive to people. And I'm going to show you how to find those with large language models and Edsel. So here's a tweet that I tweeted once where I said, "I'm proud to announce we've hired a new dean in charge of emailing about the hiring of new deans and the departures of other deans previously hired," which may offend some people, possibly deans. So here's this question, a survey that I made. So I'm using Edsel to use two kinds of questions here. There's a free text question, checkbox question. And then I'm going to have this scenario, which is where basically going to be like a container for the data. Now, I'm just going to do one tweet, but this is set up so that you could do a large number of tweets very easily. So the first question I ask is just, please consider this tweet. And notice the like Jinja 2 style braces. That's like the text that's going to be filled in, and we're going to ask the question about it. So the first question, I'm just asking this free text question, can you explain the tweet? So I just want to see if GPT-4 is capable of just understanding like what the joke was. And then I have a different kind of question down here, which is a checkbox question. And you can see the text is, please consider this tweet. And again, I'm using the same past tweet, but I ask this question, who might it offend? And so I have deans, students, staff, parents, and friendly dogs. And finally, I take and actually create this scenario that has the text passed into it. Then this is really kind of like the heart of doing something with Edsel. This actually takes and I'm trying to select it, but basically this line right here, I take the first question I had, I add another question to it. I then use this by command, which is basically saying like, hey, I have this survey and I want to run it against this collection of text. Now this could be like hundreds or thousands of tweets, but here it's just one. And then finally I run it. By default, this uses GPT-4, but you can set it to use other language models that the program knows about. So then when I run this, and you know, I actually just ran it, but I could take and say it was a bigger job. I could give a progress bar, and you know, so while it's running, you know, I would see this detail about how long it was taking and what models it was using. Now this only takes a second, and you can see it cost me, you know, a tiny fraction of a cent. If we look down here, we can actually see the answer. So this was the original tweet, so it just re-shows the text, and then it explains it. It says, you know, this tweet humorously suggests that the university or institution has hired a new dean specifically for the purpose of communicating. But it gets the joke, right? Right, and then it has a comment about the checkbox question where it kind of talks through its answers. The actual answer is over here. It selects deans, students, staff, and parents, not selecting friendly dogs. If you look through, it kind of gives through like an explanation of why, like, you know, staff could be offended, you know, why parents could be offended because they're paying for this, and you know, they might worry that you know, their tuition dollars are getting wasted. And let's see, does it mention the dogs? Yes, it says friendly dogs, however, are unlikely to take offense as they generally do not have concerns about university administrative practices. That's very droll, GPT-4.